Oh, I have that.
You get a big gaudy ring, you can be yogurt
Yes, right. Yogurt.
from Spaceballs.
That's right.
And the
Schwartz,
Schwartz be
your
with
Schwartz
you.
is huge.
He's like, you fell for it again. I can't believe you fell for that.
Mm-hmm. You call that Mr. Coffee? No. We call this Mr. Coffee. That's Mr. Radar.
Pizza the Hut. Pizza the Hut ate himself to death. Be
Your
with
Schwartz
you.
is huge.
He's like, you fell for it again. I can't. There it is. All right, there we go.
So no
show.
Nicole today then, or what?
No
No.
Nicole today, but she let us know since last week. All right, Anderson, you ready to rock and roll?
Let's go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the name of the show, which I forgot already because I was been gone for so long. Welcome to damn, I'm straight throwing a blank. I'm straight tripping.
We could be wrong.
Could be wrong. Welcome to We Could Be Wrong, but who cares with your host, Anderson?
This is your host, Christopher Harris.
Sean Frost.
I'm John.
Renee.
Richard. Oh.
That was pretty quick. Oh shit, and Mike, but Mike is listening.
We're all doing great.
Everyone. Thank you back to our holiday special. Merry Christmas to everybody. By the time you hear this, it would be already Christmas. You'll probably hear it before Christmas, but it'll be Happy Christmas Eve. I want to take time before we start with our topics and let everyone have a chance to talk directly to the audience. And then, sort of, us to you guys and thank you guys. Let's begin with Richard, and then we'll go with Renee, and then we'll go with John, then Sean, and then Anderson, and then I'll end with myself.
Yeah, so appreciate that, Chris. I just want to say thank you to all our listeners throughout the world in all different countries, and Mexico, como están todos, and Ireland, that's pretty badass. And I know we got Singapore, we got France, we got a mixture of countries everywhere. But we just want to know that we appreciate all of you being with us on this journey here through politics, through COVID, through all these new discoveries within the world. Just want to let you guys know that we're all related. We're all in this together, and you are appreciated. That's it.
All right. I also want to thank the audience for listening. We all have our own opinions on the show, and sometimes we tend to disagree with each other. But overall, we all come together as one and try to make this an enjoyable experience for you guys. I hope you guys keep listening. That's it for me.
I just want to say thank you to the panel for not kicking me off by now. So
You've gotten emails about that, by the way. We literally have.
I know that's my next thing I want to address. Thank you to those who have written in to tell Chris that they hate me. Thank you for those who have written in to Chris to tell him that I'm not such a bad guy. So thank you for everybody. Man, I really wish those folks that are getting locked down again, especially across the UK and across Asia, where there's some really harsh things. I just want to wish you guys the best, and I hope that Christmas brings you some sort of joy. I'm glad that you guys listen to us, and I hope this show brings you a little bit of relief from all the things that you're dealing with.
Was it me next?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Happy holidays to everybody, no matter what your religion or beliefs are. I also want to thank the audience, and I want to thank our panel. I think Renee said it right. We all have different opinions, and that's kind of what the show's about. I respect everyone here, even if I don't agree with your opinions at times. And I know you don't agree with my opinions at times, but I just want to say, hey, I wish you all a very, very happy holidays and a prosperous New Year's, better than what this past year has been for all of us, please.
I would like to thank the panel. I would love to thank the fans for showing a lot of love to our group. And happy holidays, and get ready for next year.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, everyone, for taking your time and doing the survey. The survey's still up. We've plateaued on surveys for like 3 days now. Please participate. Fill out the survey. I will be running out a second survey after Christmas. Well, so it would be, of course, 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th. I'm gonna close this survey down, and I'll put up another survey asking what type of topics interest you most, and sort of what you feel the show is. It'll only be honestly 3 questions, and one of the questions you just have to type in. I'm not asking for paragraphs or just your kind of thought of what you feel, how you feel the show should be. But happy holidays, everyone. And I kind of liked, how John mentioned a lot of good vibrations to all those that are locked down again. I'm not going to go political on this, but, in actuality, this COVID thing is being everything we thought it would be when we first talked about it. Stay safe, guys. Try to think ahead. I know that sounds almost insulting, but it's something that I'm very honest in wanting to say to you guys. Try to think ahead. Try to realize what you're doing. And we're going to get straight to it. All right, guys. As you can tell, there's a UFO. I don't know about calling him. There's Yoda here. He's no baby no more. And then I got the Northern Lights. One of our topics today, one of the things that we wanted to talk about is Roswell aliens. And then we're going to kick this off with Richard. I know Richard wanted to talk about some of the declassified stuff. So here we go.
All right. So the big question is, did Roswell happen? And we all know Project Blue Book in many instances worked to debunk any kind of sightings, and it even was disclosed later on that that was the intent behind Project Blue Book. But if you've ever served in the military, you served in the Secret Service, if you served anywhere, you know that there are classified documents, and these classified documents, by no means will you disclose them. And if that means that you have to deceive, if that means that you have to refuse to acknowledge questions, if that means that whatever you have to do in order to hide this classified information or ensure that it doesn't exist by not discussing it, you're going to do that. And we know without a doubt that a lot of these documents, as we can see now that they're being released in the vault, the FBI vault, a lot of these documents were classified, therefore were not information that was available to the public, nor would any official within the service admit to it. So now, I mean, if you look up, there's various documents. I'm not sure if any of you gentlemen have looked it up, John, because I know you're a pretty good researcher, and you too, Sean and Renee. But if you look right now, you go to the FBI website, to the vault, you could pull up some documents by certain officials within the CIA who do speak about various reports about saucers, about bodies. As far as Roswell, you could find some of the documents there, but I think this is a very uncomfortable subject, kind of like telling your small child who believes in Santa Claus, for telling them the truth. I believe that it's human nature for us not to want to know the truth. So I would argue that a lot of the technologies that we've recovered, a lot of the information that we're getting now in 2020 is finally coming full circle to what's been denied all these years. But that's just what I think. I could be wrong, but I don't know. I don't know what you gentlemen think about that.
So with everything you said, you're saying that there's aliens and that we got the technology we're using now is everything that was predicted back then. Is that what you're saying?
Reversed engineers through Skunkworks. I mean, even the head of Skunkworks said that we finally have the technology to take ET home. That's the easiest way he can say it without blowing any cover. And if you Google it, you'll probably find it. But yes, reverse
We now have the
engineered.
technology to take ET home. So
Why would he say that? And this is the head guy of Skunkworks, because he's just joking around.
well, I mean, how far does ET live? Is ET where the moon is? I mean,
You know,
we can't travel light speed yet, so I don't know. I mean, if we have that technology that we could travel at the speed of light, then
Well,
or
I
even
don't know if
faster
you
than
guys
that.
remember, like in, I think it was the 80s, Bob Lazar. He said
Yeah,
a
yeah.
lot of things in interviews on public TV that took until now to really vindicate him, because he spoke about elements that weren't on our periodic table, and now they exist, you know. And according to him, I forget what the element was. Certain element, yeah, that he said were these aircraft that he helped reverse engineer were using this element as a fuel source, and people ridiculed him, and now, you know, come to be that this element, scientists have been able to produce it, uh, you know, in very small amounts right now, but it's real, you know. And back then he was ridiculed, you know. And now it comes to be that the government's saying that they have recovered uh, these vehicles that were not made here on Earth. So, and that's from government saying this. So it's pretty hard to deny the fact that there's a possibility that somebody's flying those vehicles. I mean, maybe there's, you know, remotely being flown, or maybe there might be passengers in those vehicles. We don't know, but there's definitely vehicles that have been recovered by the government that are not of this world. So, what do you guys have to say about that?
And then you got to fix your mic a little bit. So you said,
I agree, because it wasn't as prevalent in the past. When we were growing up, if you say anything like this, if you mention anything, you're a lunatic, you're crazy, you're imagining. And the government, in its effort to control the development of technology, you know, was doing what it thought was the best for our national security and our ability to have an edge over other countries. And now you have leaders who are disclosing it. You got footage from Navy craft, right? Commanders talking about having seen these, but while they were active duty, they couldn't say anything. And I understand that. So I love now that I'm retired, because I can finally speak truth. But when you're there and you capture these things on radar or video, you cannot disclose. You can't go on a podcast and just be like, hey guys, guess what I saw? It doesn't work that way. It's classified, you know, until it's deemed unclassified, then you can release it. So we're dealing with, it's kind of counterintuitive, right? We're trying to prove something that for many years, it had to be denied. It had to be ignored. It had to be concealed for national security's sake. And I think now, little by little, because it's a very touchy subject, we're seeing more tidbits of it. And we're also seeing, like what Renee's saying, that a lot of people that were called just crazies, now, especially like doctors and people that were credible people, now, you know, it's being uncovered that it wasn't this big conspiracy theory, you know. But there's no way to redeem that, you know. They were already ridiculed, they're already made fun of, you know. Just look at Stephen Greer, you know. He's the one that led the Disclosure Project, doctor, physician, all that good stuff. And it wasn't until 2001 where you had all these government officials now being retired, okay, that's the key, that are disclosing. But when they were active, they would be the same ones that would laugh in your face with any kind of accusation. So that should tell you something.
I personally think it's hard to say. I mean, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I try to be an independent, but I do think there's times our government does not tell us the truth. I do think there's times that we get false information. I do think there's times that people think they see something and don't. My personal belief is that yes, there's something out there. You know, I'm not sure. Was Roswell? Was there something they recovered? I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of come to the point in my life. I want to see something. I don't want to hear somebody talk about it and go, oh my God, it must be true. You know, if there's something physically there, I want to see it. Then I can go, oh my God, you're right, it's true. But the way our government, our media, which you talked about before, everyone else has, you know, fed us false information. Show me the money. You know what I mean?
Why is it a big secret to keep it away from the public if there is aliens?
Yeah, exactly right, Anderson. Who knows?
Like, I mean, why?
Well, I think for panic, for one reason, same reason, you know, President Trump didn't want to talk about how the pandemic was so bad. What he said was panic.
Well, the pandemic was actually real. Aliens, for me, is not real. I haven't seen one. I haven't seen footage of one.
True.
Before. So for me, the topic of aliens is hilarious. I don't think it's a secret.
It's fear. It's fear because back in there were sightings in I believe the 1950s. I remember my wife's grandmother was talking about it, and because of the sightings and because over the radio they spoke about it. Oh, there was a show that they were talking about, like an alien invasion, because before they didn't have TV, right? Just the radios where they could hear. A lot of people committed suicide because they really thought, really thought that it was real. So that was kind of the what gave them a glimpse to everybody's reaction to just something as simple as that, Anderson. You know, to you it's no big deal. You're just like, yeah, but you got to remember you're not made like everybody else on Earth. And there are a lot of people who will really lose their mind and be very fearful of that idea.
Well, so the question to me is, we after listening to the last episode, because I wasn't here, and it was a great episode, by the way, guys. I know John does not believe in aliens, correct, John?
Do not believe in any sort of extraterrestrial biological entity.
So who else does and doesn't, I guess, would be my question. Chris, do you believe in that there's something else out there?
Absolutely. I want to go back to what John would say, biological entity. So do you believe that maybe there's some type of robot, like alien species that are robots and not biological? Is that possible?
No.
AI.
I'm with John. Hell no.
So Anderson,
we already
say
have
nothing.
Here on
There's
Earth.
no aliens out there in the billions and billions of planets. You say no?
I say no. And the reason why is because us as human beings, we're so dumb. They should have just came over and took over if they're so damn smart. And they haven't yet. And I haven't seen it. So
Renee?
I believe there's aliens.
Richard?
I think that there's extraterrestrials and not this don't think Hollywood, because I feel like the minute alien comes out of anybody's mouth, the first thing is weird creatures with big eyes that don't talk and just are scary looking, right?
Yeah.
I suspect, right? Any critical thinker, if you look at all the quotes from, who was it, Truman, that said that these vehicles aren't from this earth, that he's quoted for that, former president, right? There's Gorbachev also said the same thing. So you can look him up. He said he recognized that there is aliens, right? Or UFOs, Gorbachev, right? Presidents, not crazy bums in the street, weirdos. We're talking about presidents here, right? Leaders of the world.
Well, there's multiple theories.
Saying this, not me, not my neighbor, not nobody. I'm talking about former presidents, okay? So with that being said, I would argue, and even President Obama and Clinton, I saw 2 interviews where they're asked about it. They're like, nope, we're conditioned to not say nothing. That's just the way we're taught. And that's what we're told. So if all our leaders, not these village idiots, but I'm talking about leaders of the world, are basically saying it, and basically saying that they can't disclose it, and they won't say, no, it's not true. They're just saying, that's something we could talk about. Then that leads me to believe any logical analysis will tell you that there's something there. To me, I feel like there's probably, it kind of leads into the other subject a little bit that we're going to talk about. If you believe in a God, right, that descended from heavens to this earth, okay? If you believe in something like that with whatever religion, that's an extraterrestrial. It's not a little green alien person. It's not like a weird, funky thing like that. It's nothing like that, but it is extraterrestrial. And I do believe that it will return. Angels, extraterrestrial will return. I believe the Bible, all that's true, but it's extraterrestrial. Don't say aliens, extraterrestrial. So I do believe that a lot of that exists. I believe that this is just my logical. I'm not trying to like.
But what's the big
fantasize.
secret? Why are they keeping it away from the public? What's the big secret?
Well,
If the
think
government
about it,
knows it
Anderson.
exists.
Well, they're not.
Let me.
I'm trying to, but go
Okay.
ahead.
slowly disclosing it. I
Renee,
mean,
fix your mic.
Yeah, Renee, your mic's off.
We can barely hear you. Fix your mic.
Yeah, but who knows, Anderson? They may or may not even be disclosing. Who knows if we know really about extraterrestrials? I'm not saying we know about them. I'm just saying there's something out there.
So
No,
let
but
me.
to Richard's point, like why is it a big secret or why they won't disclose?
I'll tell you, Anderson. So check this out. So this is the unique thing about our existence as humans. Okay. So when I went to college, I studied anthropology with an emphasis on archaeology. And I did this because I was advised from Zachariah Sitchin's nephew. Okay. Because Zachariah Sitchin had passed away. I had written to him. I was like, hey, like, what's the best way to know the truth? Because I feel like
Zacharias is the author of the 12th planet.
yes.
Okay.
So his nephew advised me because he had died. He's like, hey, go ahead and study archaeology, and then you'll know the truth. So the weird thing, right? The weird thing, Anderson, is that all our parents, right? All our parents, great grandparents, whatever, we're basically, our knowledge is based a lot on the Bible, right? Well, I'm just generalizing here, right? Like the Testaments, the Bible. Okay. And a lot of history from when the Bible was created to now a lot of it was founded in the Bible, right? The lessons, the good lessons, it's good, all the pureness and the stories and everything. Like we still carry those, right? We have a Christian is huge, right? Here in our country and in the world, right? Kind of like Islam, right? We got these books like Islam, Christianity, these things are giant, right? These are big things in our earth right now, right? That everybody gives their life to. Everybody dedicates their Sundays to. Everybody does, they give so much heart and soul into these beliefs. Okay. So before these books, Anderson, there was a history that was buried, a history that they didn't even know about. Okay. A history that was not uncovered until like the early 1900s with the Sumerian tablets that nobody knew when those, and in these tablets, a lot of the Bible stories are in there, but then there's certain stories in there, certain artifacts in there that don't align with the Bible, Christianity or Islamic beliefs, to the point where you have tablets with solar systems, okay? Before the idea of science, with solar systems, with planets that we didn't even know of when the Bible was written. Technology, even symbols like DNA symbols that
But
we
that still
didn't know
doesn't give
about.
us evidence.
Yeah,
Of,
and
it
Richard,
still doesn't give us evidence. How's that evidence?
They made up stories to get their beliefs. Man, you can't quote ancient times. They made up things to feel
So-
like they believed in stuff. That's
Oh yeah,
not
a lot of
fact.
people did that. But what you're not wanting to recognize is the artifacts. And I'm not talking about Egyptians. We're before Egyptian. Their stories of creation spoke more in scientific terms than magic terms. So I get what you're saying, Sean.
It's 2020. Where we have the technology to see aliens, but there's none. I haven't seen it.
Oh my goodness. So going back to the artifacts that we've conveniently ignored, okay? There
Go ahead.
is, and their stories, right? See, we have the stories where most of it is magical, right? Like it's like magic that happened and this. And their stories, they speak of man being created. But in their terms, it's more genetic creation. It's not like a
May I
magic
butt in,
wand.
Richard? I'm sorry. May I
Yeah,
butt
go
in?
for it. Go
Okay,
for it.
let me cut through the cake here. Anderson,
Go ahead.
Do you believe in God?
No,
Okay. And you don't believe in aliens?
no.
Do you feel like we're just a big cosmic accident?
Oh, I have no idea. I just know I'm here,
So
and I'm hanging out with my boys on.
we could be wrong. Gotcha. So okay. So what do you think happens when you die? I know you don't know because you haven't died, right? But what do you think happens when you die?
I think I brought it up on the show one time where
Yeah.
I think we're just like a computer. We just shut off when we're done.
That's it, right?
Yeah, that's it. It's over. It's over. John.
Okay. So
See-
Richard, you can tell this guy about all the artifacts and everything you want until you're blue in the face. This guy don't believe in God. He don't believe in nothing. Now, another person on this panel does believe in God, but doesn't believe in aliens.
aliens. Yep.
John. John?
I'm
He's
here.
like,
Earth to John. Earth to
I didn't know
John.
if there was going to be a question after that or not.
Yes, absolutely. Do you believe in God, John?
Yes.
Do you believe in aliens?
No.
What do you think happens after you die? I know you've never been dead, but what do you think happens to you after you die?
I think after you die, you go to one of two places.
Okay. Heaven or hell, right?
Yeah.
What makes you not think that the Almighty didn't make other life in other planets?
I think that's actually kind of easy. If I believe in God, then, or most people who believe in God will believe in the Bible or believe in some scripture. So for Christians, we believe in the Bible. The Bible says that the only stated purpose for, the only planet that was meant to be inhabited was Earth. It's in Genesis. So if you take that to be, and I'm just saying, just on a faith thing, I can give you other reasons why I don't think there's aliens on other planets, but if you're tying it back into God, Earth is the only one that's designed to be inhabited. The rest aren't.
Richard, now ask this guy about all those artifacts and everything else.
So yeah, I think how's your mic, Renee? Is it better?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
great,
so
actually.
Look at this. They're
trying to
already
explain-
planning for a double team.
Well, not because this is legit. It's
That's
kind
hot.
of like the hidden history of humankind, right? When you look at this, we tend to gravitate to the warmest blanket of security, right? It's kind of like Anderson, and I respect the fact that he has the grit and the tenacity to say, hey, you just get turned off like a computer and that's it. And I'm cool with that. Most people would lose their mind. Most people would be all freaked out. No, it can't be, there has to be this, there has to be that. So you are a different breed. Okay. But when you look at the historical tablets and texts that existed before the written word of God, right? Before that, when they, before people even knew that these things existed, it tells a different story of our creation, and it's all been sci-fi'd out. Like it's all been like movied out. It's all been Egyptianed out and all powers and all this ridiculous stuff. And nobody wants to look at it for what it really is. It's almost like, oh, right away, hide that. We don't want to see it. It doesn't go with what we believe.
Okay, so
And-
Richard,
and
let me
Renee could
jump in
probably
because
talk
I
to
want to
that a
ask
little
a
bit.
couple of questions from you.
Yeah.
So Richard, so you obviously you talk about the Sumerian tablets and things like that. How far down do you take that? Do you go down to where you believe in the Anunnaki? Do you go down to where you believe into the ascended masters that are mentioned in there? Do you go down to believe into the chimera that's mentioned in there? Do you go down to believe the genetic engineering that's described out in there? Like how
So-
far do you take that?
Well,
text?
if you know about the Sumerian text, you know that there's so many stories from the Sumerian
That's not a
text.
gotcha question. I'm just curious about how
No,
far.
there's so many
Gotcha.
stories like
Oh, you didn't
the
get me.
It's not a gotcha question.
yeah. You're. Go ahead.
What
go
is the
ahead, Renee.
Sumerian text? What is that?
Okay, so if you know about that, you know that stories from the Bible were directly taken from the Sumerian text, like the creation of man, Adam and Eve. How man
like-
was created. Yeah, exactly.
I would disagree
Exactly.
with that.
No, they're exact stories from the Sumerian text. The Great Flood. That's
You
straight
can
out
say
of
no,
Sumerian
but
text.
I still disagree with it.
No, I'm telling you what's on there. They talk about a great flood
They talk about all that, and that's in the Bible.
Nearly
And
every single culture has a story about the Great Flood, though. So you can't isolate that to the Sumerian text. Native Americans here in the Americas had it. The South Americans had it.
The Celtic
The
had it for sure.
Mongolians had it. Yeah.
okay, how about the creation of man? How about just the Sumerians knowing the exact planets in our solar system? How everything that we didn't even know, dude, for forever, we as humans thought the Earth was flat.
So I'll
There's
ask
still
You know what I'm
some.
saying? They knew that planets were round. They knew that the planets revolved around the sun. They knew how planets were aligned, and they were around 15,000 or more years ago. How do you explain that? How
Renee,
did they
there's-
know that?
Renee, there's still some flat earthers, dude.
Exactly. So how did they know that? I mean, unless they were out there and they were able to see the solar system and they were able to see how everything is, how would they know that?
So
So
if
I
you're
want
gonna-
to
if you're
kind of
gonna base
answer.
everything off of the Sumerian text. Are you just going to pick and choose the pieces that you believe out of there, or are you going to?
No, that's like when you talk about the Bible, right? You know that the Bible is not a complete scripture, right? You know that books of the Bible were burnt by the Romans. You know that, right? And you know that there's been new scriptures found, like the Dead Sea Scrolls, and there's all kinds of new scriptures that mention Jesus in there, and they're not put into the Bible because it doesn't align with what Christians or Catholics want, right?
It's written by man.
I don't know where you get that stuff, Renee.
No, it's true.
Well, it
Just
was
look
written
up
by
that-
man 500 years
So-
after Jesus' death.
So just
Renee
look up
finds
Dead
it's true.
Sea Scrolls. Look
That's-
up Dead Sea Scrolls.
So,
I know what the Dead Sea Scrolls are. I've been to see them.
Okay,
So-
and there's tons of other scriptures that were found that were written in parts of the Bible that aren't included in the Bible. So it's not a complete. It's like pick and choose, like you said. They pick and choose what they want to put in the Bible.
So give me
So-
one book
so-
of the Bible that's supposedly burned by the Romans that should be in the Bible.
Oh, there was a
It
bunch
seems
of
like
them,
a
dude.
weird oxymoron to word the question that way.
So
Watch.
just while Renee's looking for that, to answer your question, John, about which aspect do I believe in, right? So I think believe in is a very strong word. You know, if you're talking about, you know, what things do I think are a possibility, then I can tell you that. Because for me, it can change. It can change based off of the knowledge and science that's provided. To be so stubborn to be like, well, I just believe that and I believe it and that's it. That's not how I operate. You know what I mean? It's like this idea of the Bible, like I don't look at the Bible and believe everything word for word in the way it was written, but I do think that a lot of the stuff in there is true, but it's just not written how it really happened. You know what I mean? There's some stuff that was written how it really happened, but it's a lot more critical than just saying, oh, all the Bible is true, or saying that it's not, and this is no, it's there's a mixture. Like there's a mixture of things that are metaphor and a thing, you know. Go ahead, Sean.
So the question I had was the Bible written by man or God?
It was written by.
I hope you're not
by
asking me.
No, I'm
was
just
written-
asking. So it was written by man
Oh,
500 years after
by his
Jesus'
apostles.
death. So that means
So
that
that's
it's
so
flawed.
right off the bat, I'm going to disagree with.
Well,
with
you
what
can disagree, but I'm just saying it was written by man, which means it's obviously flawed. John, I believe in the Bible, dude. I'm not a diehard Christian, but I believe in the Bible. But the only thing I'm saying is it was written by man and man is flawed.
And I gotta
So
concur,
here's the
Sean.
thing.
Like
I would say that it's written by man, inspired by God. I would agree 100% that man is flawed. There's no such thing as anybody on this panel obviously is going to admit none of us are going to be perfect. But I would also argue the fact that, well,
Guilty.
I'm the most
Wait,
perfect.
I thought you were perfect.
No, I'm the closest, but I'm not exact. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. I'm the worst on the panel. But here's the thing: there are 5,500 different manuscripts that are in evidence right now across the world that you can compare with the Bible to see how close it is, how close it isn't. You can take and you can date those things. You can say that it was written 500 years afterwards, but that's just not true because we have a manuscript of the book of John, the Gospel of John, that dates to 95 AD.
So one was written 95 years after death.
No.
We
If
said
he
95
died
AD.
between 35 and 36 AD, then 95 after that's going to be 60 years, right?
So 60 years after death.
That's what we have surviving. Now,
Right.
let's make a comparison. What do we have written from Plato? Like, what firsthand documents do we have from him?
No concept.
We have zero, but yet we believe he exists because there's evidence of it, because there were people that wrote about it, because he's written in history books, because there's all these other things. So if you say, oh, it was written 90 or 60 years afterwards, then none of it's correct.
I'm not saying none of it's correct.
No,
I'm not saying none of it's correct.
But
let me
what-
answer.
Here's
to
the other
answer
thing.
John's
Go ahead.
question.
Go
People
ahead, Renee.
can copy the same
So-
manuscript over and over again. They can make copies of things to
We
distribute.
got it. We got it. We're tracking. We know.
All right, so there's a total of 7 books that are left out of the Bible, and some that were destroyed or burned. So there you go. So there's 7 books that were intentionally left out of the Bible that are part of scriptures.
Where's this
And-
coming
and-
from?
From Google search of were parts of the Bible removed,
Yeah.
and there's parts that were destroyed or burnt. So we don't know. I mean, the Bible you believe in, it's not even a complete document. And there's books that are in there that contradict parts of the Bible.
I got a question for John. I got a
Intentionally
question
left
for
out.
John. Question for John. John, are Nephilim extraterrestrials?
They're in the Bible.
Hold on. John, are Nephilim extraterrestrials? The Nephilim in the Bible, Google it or whatever.
Wait. No.
Extraterrestrials.
Don't Google it.
I'm not saying aliens. I'm not saying aliens. I'm saying extraterrestrial.
ETs.
I don't know what answer you're looking for there, but
Oh, God.
Your answer. Your answer.
let me answer the
Oh,
question.
my goodness.
Wait. Don't ask me a question and then not let me answer it.
I
ahead.
want you to answer. I'm just
So when you say
reacting to you.
Nephilim, you mean the half breed. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Because wouldn't that by definition be half human?
And what's the other half?
Would be half demon, right?
Look at this. What is an, would you say, okay, let me ask another question.
Well, what's a demon? Where's a demon
I'm going to
from?
accept it. No, it's demon. Let's accept it as demon, okay? I got it. We're going to accept it as demon.
Are you
Now,
asking me, are demons
Now,
extraterrestrial?
let me ask you another question.
They're not from this world.
Hold on. Hold on. Are the angels mentioned in the Bible that descended upon the earth, are they extraterrestrial?
Are they from outside of Earth? Yes.
Are they extraterrestrial?
In the sense that they're outside of Earth, yes.
Okay. That was it.
But you could also make the argument,
That
are
was
they
it.
extra-dimensional? But
That
that's
was
also
it.
why I said earlier, I don't believe in extraterrestrial
was it.
biological entities. I don't think angels and demons are
But you,
physical or
but you
biological.
believe in extra dimensionals?
In the fact that there is a God and there is a heaven and there is
Extra dimensionals. I
Absolutely.
love it.
Okay.
Anderson.
I think
Yeah.
if you go out into space on a rocket ship, you're not going to see God sitting on a throne there.
Anderson.
Well, you know what? It could be argued that what we believe is extraterrestrial is actual interdimensional, because they say that there's even in those books, those files you talk about, Richard, those FBI files. There's lots of files in there that talk about interdimensional beings. So now it's believed that they're not actually traveling from planets to get here, but they're actually crossing dimensions to get here. So, yeah.
Good movies on that. Good movies on that.
Let's see. Anderson's laughing. Let's see what you think.
Anderson.
So wait. Go ahead.
Anderson, as a non-believer in both God and aliens,
Uh-huh.
do you feel like these people are out of their minds?
Are they out of their minds?
Yes.
Hell yeah, they out of their minds.
We have to start
Now
having
listen,
video
though.
of Anderson. I got to see his
Now
face.
listen, you
not right.
guys know. Hold on, you
Go
guys
ahead,
know that we're 3-dimensional beings, right?
Sometimes I'm
We're-
two-dimensional.
We're three-dimensional. We are.
Okay.
We're three-dimensional.
Okay.
And we know that people like Einstein and all these great minds said there's more. There's multi-dimensional.
But they're crazy, Renee. They can't be right, right,
I mean,
Anderson?
Like, it's
Einstein
just
was
like we
dumb,
don't
wasn't he?
understand.
Yep.
Einstein
Haven't
was
heard
dumb.
his theory on
Anderson-
Einstein.
Like, hold on. If you were to tell Anderson
Go ahead.
that the Earth is actually revolving around the sun, and the sun and our solar system is actually revolving around a larger, around the universe and
Milky
all this
Way.
stuff like that. Yeah, he wouldn't understand that because he can't see it. So he would say, "You guys are crazy."
No,
Because he doesn't see it.
no. Wait.
No,
I-
I disagree.
No, I'm telling you, he doesn't.
But
He
there's
doesn't.
proof that
Hold
the
on.
Earth revolves around the sun.
Hold on,
You
Anderson.
can't prove that.
Anderson.
totally
You
on
can't
his
see
side
it.
on that thing.
Anderson,
You
are
can't
you
see it.
Go ahead.
Anderson? Are you laughing because you can't see aliens or God, or are you laughing because you don't need to see them because you know they're not real and these guys are all crazy? Why are you laughing?
I would like to answer that as all of above.
Okay, so
But here's the thing, Renee. You
Go
can,
ahead,
you can
John.
present scientific evidence to Anderson that says here is why the Earth revolves around the sun. You can't present scientific evidence to Anderson and say, "Hey, Anderson, here is my friend. His name is Bleep Blorp from the Theta Galaxy," to prove that aliens are real.
You can't produce evidence they don't agree it's real. You
No,
you
but-
quoted last episode. You quoted one guy who had a formula that said, "Oh, obviously there's no life extraterrestrial." Dude, I looked on the internet. There's 50 people that will quote data as why they're real. There's no data out there that's concrete as to if there are or are not extraterrestrials.
Can you give us scientific evidence, John, that God's real?
yeah,
Oh, you can.
go
Let 'em-
for it.
let 'em.
Here's the thing. I
Okay.
think you can take rational thought
Yes.
and you can determine whether God is real or not. Now, here's the thing: you can believe whatever you want to believe,
Right.
just like somebody pointed out earlier. We feel like we have scientific evidence that the Earth is round. I don't think any of the ones here on the panel have been to space to be able to see Earth there. But we can
Exactly.
take the evidence that we do have and make the inference that the Earth is round. If we get up in a plane and we see a round horizon, yes, we can infer that. If we take a boat and we sail from California to Japan and we don't fall off the Earth, hey, we can probably make the inference that the Earth is probably not flat. If we take one of those worldwide cruises and we go around, hey, this part of the Pacific Ocean is probably connected to that part of the Pacific Ocean. So there's evidence
So-
that you can do.
I'm going to
I-
send
here's
you
what I
data.
can't do. What I can't do is say, "Hey, look behind me. God is standing right there. He's waving at you."
Bill Nye,
So
the science
I
guy, had a
believe
great
that.
thing
Hey,
for
But
why
I
the
think
world is not
I think you
flat.
can make rational arguments like where does morality come from? I think you can make rational arguments about, why do humans or why are humans unique in the animal kingdom? Why don't we all just act like lions, kill our next door neighbor and eat them?
Some do.
There are differences
so John,
like
John,
that we
so
can make in regards
do you-
to that.
tracking.
Let me ask
tracking-
John a question. What do you say to the people that say that us as humans, weren't made to live here on Earth? In other words, we're not from Earth.
I
We
heard
were either
that.
brought here, or we're part of something that's not really meant to be on Earth. So one example is we're not covered in fur. Okay, are the way
Some
our
people
bone
aren't.
Yeah,
our
some
bone
are.
structure, our bone
Looking right
structure,
now.
our
Let 'em
backs are
finish.
weak and can't take gravity. Like people as we get older, backs mess up and things like that. Our skin is affected by the sun. Like we're not really created to be like naturally here on Earth. You could look it up, or there's scientists that say, look, the humans
There's
weren't
TV
meant
episodes that talk
aren't
about
really
that.
from Earth. Like they were either brought here or genetically injured or crossed with something, but they're not. Because if we were meant to be on Earth, we wouldn't be like human. We would be
Animals
covered
like
in
this-
fur, and we would have stronger bone density. And there's a lot of things like that because of the gravity and all this stuff like that.
Animals
how
get
do you-
the same diseases, Renee, that we do. So I don't buy that.
I'm
They
not
get
talking about
skin-
diseases. I'm
well,
talking
no, they get
about
skin cancer, so they get bone degeneration, they get same things that human do. So that one I don't
I
buy.
think, I mean, to Renee's point, I get what you're saying too, Sean. That makes sense. That everybody look at dogs, right? They die prematurely a lot of times because of cancer and stuff like that. But I think to Renee's point, it is interesting. It's undeniable. Okay, we can talk all we want, but we cannot deny the difference between our species and every other species here on Earth.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I don't see any other species doing what we are. Okay. I don't. And prove me wrong, please. But with the technology, with this that we have in front of us right here, with going to space, with vehicles, I don't see any monkeys doing that. I don't see no dogs doing it. I don't see any like birds doing it. I don't see
Monkeys have gone to
I don't
space.
see whales or dolphins doing it with their big brains, right? I don't see any of them doing any of those technologies. But here we are doing it. So you do have to ask, what makes us and how do we become so
Most
special?
advanced.
Kind of like what John was saying, we're like very unique and special, type of creature,
We're
species.
the most advanced species on this planet.
We know that, but that's a difference between all the rest.
Someone has to be number one, dude.
No, and I think that's
Yeah,
what
so
we're missing.
there are a lot of people that think dolphins are very smart.
God created us in God's image.
Maybe
The
I'm not
creator,
denying that.
whatever. This is just okay. I could be wrong.
No,
Okay,
I believe
could
in
be
God.
wrong here. I could be wrong, but I believe that there's a creator, and it's not necessarily a male strong man right there above everybody with the chest out, with the beard and all this stuff. I just believe there's a creator, right, that did create us in their image, and like their angels or whatever their species of beings or whatever interdimensional extra, whatever you want to call it. But that is why we're so special. That is why we're so unique, because this entity, this creator, right, blessed us with this opportunity to live in their semi-image, not and with all these other animals and these riches in the world, okay, but for a purpose. And if you read Revelations, metaphorically, it all makes sense with the technology that we're able to master now. And then you look and you transpose it over Revelations, things start to look a lot clearer. Okay. Just look at what it says during the end of times, right? But don't read it for the Lord of the Rings, kind of version of dragons and, like don't look at it like Lord of the Rings, look at it scientifically. Okay. And it all starts making sense. Even our creation, we could create humans right now, but it's illegal. We can legit in a lab create a human without a man and a woman, but it's illegal. We've done it with
already
animals.
with in vitro fertilization. We already do.
You see, so we're doing what we said God did for us years ago.
No, we're not.
Oh my goodness!
we're
All
not.
right, tell me how we're not.
So first off, we didn't create any dirt in which to bring man out of. We didn't create the earth. We didn't create the universe. We didn't create any of that. So if you say that we're doing what God did, that's
with
you're
genetics.
really playing down what
genetics,
the miracle
John.
of creation is.
No, I'm not talking about dirt and earth. I'm talking about genetics, life. I understand. I respect what you're saying, and it makes sense. Yes, we cannot create a planet, from thin air, right? So that's a power much greater than we have right now. But we do have the power to genetically create creatures.
Wait for the Genesis Project.
Hey, there's a book called "Humans Are Not from Earth." It's by Dr. Silver, and he points to hundreds of reasons why he believes that humans weren't originally evolved on Earth.
The problem with that, Renee, is that if you take that sort of logic, then you have to say, okay, then aliens came down and somehow altered humans or brought humans here.
That's what the Sumerian texts are, pretty much.
Not aliens. Stop saying aliens. Extraterrestrial.
Extraterrestrial. If you read the Sumerian text,
I've read the Sumerian text.
Okay, so basically they believe that and now we know that it's kind of a fact, right? We know that. Okay.
Oh, we don't know that.
Yes, we
Yeah.
do, dude.
Let
So
him
check
not
this
finish.
out.
I
Let
know
him
the Spirit
finish,
says
John. Let
No,
him finish,
listen.
and then you could prove him wrong.
Listen, so if let's say 100 years ago, right? 100 years ago, we read these texts and it said that there's this planet that exists that revolves around our sun every 26,000 years, right? And on this planet, there's these extraterrestrial beings that travel back and forth to the Earth while their planet is in our solar system, right? Doesn't that kind of remind you of the Bible? The angels coming down from the heavens and breeding with the humans and then going back to heaven. Yeah, it does. The Nephilim, that's it. The Nephilim,
Yes, it does,
the
John.
Nephilim, the
It does
Nephilim are
not
actually
remind me of the
No,
Bible.
it makes
And
sense to
listen,
me,
though,
Renee. Go
the
for it. Go for it. I want
Nephilim
to hear it.
actually are mentioned in Sumerian texts, just so you know. So, anyways, so then, but you know, and then in their books, they talk about how their planet is actually in an elliptical orbit, right? And it travels through back and forth into our solar system every like 26,000 years. And then they're saying
Just so you know.
that. So, anyways, so then, whoa, hello,
Hello.
Yeah.
okay, I could have swore I just heard myself right now.
It was probably
And-
an ET.
No, so listen, they talk about how when they were on their planet,
Sumerian.
they came to the Earth and they came down. They genetically created man from, you know, then they created woman from the rib of man and all this stuff, right? Just like the Bible, just like the Bible. And they talk about how, you know, they got man to work for them as slaves and mine for gold. And then when man became and tried to go against them, they
Renee, I've
flooded.
read
They
the
created
text.
this
You don't
great
have to repeat
flood.
the whole text to me.
They created this big flood, and isn't that like the Bible? Like when God wiped out humans,
I
right?
don't think
So-
we're going to agree on this.
No, so there's this whole thing, right? So, and in Sumerian text, they talk about DNA, and they actually have the symbols of DNA and all this stuff that now, this is 100 years ago, right? We read this text, and now we're here, and we guess what? DNA, we know about DNA. We know that there's this gap in our solar system that has an asteroid belt that travels in the opposite elliptical orbit. And it all kind of makes sense, right? It's like, wow, dude, this is stuff that was all in the Sumerian text back 15,000 years ago. And guess what? It's real. This stuff really exists. Like there is a planet out there that now scientists are saying is out there. And
Planet
it's part
X.
of our
Oh my
it's
goodness.
part of our solar system. And it
Mm.
probably travels in elliptical orbit opposite of our planets. And it's out there. People believe it's real, but we can't really find it.
Because it's not real.
So your point is that the Sumerian text is real, and we should all bow down to the Anunnaki, who are going to come back, make us mine for gold
Oh,
again.
come on,
Because
John.
they had created us as slaves to mine for gold to
Bow
fuel their
down.
spaceships. That's what that text says. That's what we should do.
I'm
No,
building
we
a
should
bunker.
not.
And
We
I'm
should
being,
not do
obviously,
that.
I'm being as gregarious as I can there because
Yeah,
I'm
we
summing
should
down
not.
like certain parts. But that's the thing. The Sumerian text, if you want to believe it, you know what?
It's not.
God gave you free will to believe whatever you want to believe.
No, but no, all I'm
you
saying
can't
is
tell me that hey, the ascended ones that are supposed to live in the Alps that came out of that thing and helped to write the Sumerian text and all that stuff. I'm going to tell you, there's not enough proof there to sway people's beliefs away, or at least mine. I can't talk about anybody else. I'll just be mine. There's not enough proof there to show that that's real to sway me away from belief in a biblical God.
I think
No.
John, like to John and Renee's point is the intent isn't to sway anybody. Like I think we're a lot safer and better as a planet for people to believe in the Christian God, or that are Christian, to believe in that God and follow those rules and the 10 Commandments, all that good stuff. Be a good person. Don't kill other people. Right. Same thing for the Quran or anything. Do that. Believe that. We need people like you to believe that and to be good people. That's the beauty in the Bible and all that. We need religious people that do good deeds because they believe in the story so much. That is a great blessing that
Just-
we have.
May I
Just
say
people,
something real
so
quick?
it's
people with
good.
even beliefs, just
May-
beliefs, and half the stuff we say is not going to sway anybody, guys.
May I
We don't
say
have
something real
fact on
quick?
anything. Go ahead. Sorry, Chris.
Well, let me tell you what Richard just said. I mean, I kind of felt like it was a backhanded compliment. Like I kind of felt like it was a bit condescending. He's like, look, we need people
No,
to
I'm
believe in the
serious.
Christian God so they
Yes,
don't kill
we
each
do.
other. And I'm
No,
like,
it's
what?
true though, dude. It is
It's
true.
true.
Religion
It
is
is
what,
true.
like morality,
it.
right? Without
We need it.
religion, it would be destruction.
It
People
doesn't
would
have to be
no
Christian.
morals.
But there is
Yeah, it doesn't have to
destruction
be
with religion,
Christian.
though.
Exactly right. Thank
This
you.
destruction with religion is
Yeah,
That's
there
the
is.
biggest reason for deaths in the
Anderson,
Hey,
history.
don't
one
say
of
that.
the biggest
Don't say
destroyers
that,
of all was
Anderson.
God himself. He
I mean,
destroyed.
there's some
humans.
religions that say that you could stone a gay person. That's not cool.
Hey,
That's in the
Anderson,
Bible.
It's
That's
not.
in the
If you,
Bible.
if you read the Old Testament, God was a killer, dude. He destroyed humans.
Well, there's a
He
New
flooded
Testament.
everybody. No, but it's still God.
No, Renee,
God
that's
still
not
did
right,
that.
Renee.
What do you
Eye
mean
for
that's
an
not right?
eye,
Are you
eye
saying
for
that
an
God didn't
eye.
kill people?
That ain't right. That ain't true, Renee. God would not do that, or if he did
No,
it
he
for a
would.
good reason.
God was a
because
jealous God.
If God would do that, he would burn in hell.
No, he wouldn't.
He
No,
said
he
if
wouldn't.
God would do that, God would himself burn in hell.
No, look,
Wait.
look, guys. We
What
got
happened
look
to
at
Sodom and
in all
Gomorrah?
seriousness. In all seriousness,
Yeah,
I
he
know.
destroyed. Yeah,
I
Sodom
know
and
it
Gomorrah.
sounded condescending a little bit, Chris, but in all seriousness, yes, there's been destruction, but I think that it's created a lot of good as well within the world, and it is important. I've been to places where there's diehard people just like John, but they're Muslim. You know what I mean? They were born and raised in a Muslim household. They pray 5 times a day. They don't drink alcohol. They don't do nothing. Great, good, quality human beings, but it's Islam. Where
We
if
all
they
need
were
beliefs.
born over here in a religious environment like that, it would be Christian. So let's
Yeah,
not.
but they don't believe in the New Testament. They go by the Old Testament.
We all believe in
Pretty
beliefs. Beliefs.
So Richard, let me ask you a question. And this, I don't mean this is backhanded, but I honestly want to know this because this is kind of what you're saying is making me think that you believe. So I want to check and make sure I'm not assigning something to you that's not really supposed to be assigned to you.
I appreciate that.
Are you saying that religion is good because there's a morality to it, but there is no God? Or are you
No.
saying that, okay, you said no already. So,
Yeah. So let me explain. So again, based off the analysis that I've done in my short time span, I believe there is a God, but it's not this male person with the chest puffed out, and just like Zeus looking or whatever,
where
It's
does that
I
come
call
from?
it.
Because you said that a couple
I
times.
just from
Where is
like
the male God with
the
chest puffed?
Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, right? That's how I was raised. Father, Son, Holy Spirit, all male, male, male. So that's why. So that's why I'm throwing that in there. But I believe there's a creator. Like we didn't just evolve. A lot of things did evolve around us and everything like that. And we have in our short time here on this planet. But I believe that the creator created us. The creator, created us. People want to label it into like Christianity, Catholicism,
Buddhism.
Buddhism. I mean, the people throw all kinds of things depending upon where you're raised, right? But there is a creator. I do believe it. And I do appreciate different religions, especially the good ones, about love, hope, and happiness.
They're all that way.
Because that's culture.
They're not all-
There's a reason
They're
why we
not
got
all
different
that way.
food.
Wait, who's not that way?
Well, I don't know. I mean, there may not be like Satan or whatever, Satan.
No. They're
The
not all that way.
Quran
Yeah.
preaches peace.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but they
yeah,
also
dude.
go by the Old Testament, which is eye for eye.
Well, that's Christianity,
that.
dude.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
that's not
but-
very nice when you're killing somebody or,
So you're
or
saying
chopping off their
Christianity-
hand.
But
John,
you're saying
Yeah, that's not very
Christianity-
nice when you're killing someone.
Yeah,
But you're saying
Or chopping off
Christianity's
their,
not
or their
peace?
hands and all
but
that.
John, but
That's
back
not
to
peace.
your question is, so it is. It's not. I don't really look at it in the conventional kind of way that was safe for me. Like I was that kid that used to read the Bible like crazy, Revelation. I would be walking at 9 o'clock at night in the dark in a park, asking for the devil to appear so I can destroy him for God. You know, like in my mind, that's how I operated. Like I was a warrior for God. Like I was put here. Like I believed that I was put here on earth.
But you never found them when you went on that walk, right?
To fight. Yeah. And look at it. To be honest with you, Anderson, people would have been freaked out to do what I did. A small
hell yeah.
kid, a 10-year-old kid in the dark in a park. You know, there was no bums, thank God, or nothing like that.
We got to
Miller
talk
Park.
about your parents' supervision of a child.
There was none. Come from the 80s.
That's
dude.
the real issue.
Hey.
We need to talk to your parents.
And
Hold
I
on,
said,
guys.
devil, appear to me right now. I'm not scared of you. You know, God
Uh-huh.
has me. I'm the warrior of God, etc. Like even when I was in Afghanistan, I told my Muslim brothers, I said, look, don't judge me by the religion that I choose. Judge me for the actions that I do for God, right? For the creator.
Caller, are you there?
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How you doing? Let me put you on hold for like 10 seconds. Hold on
Okay,
one
caller, no problem.
Okay.
Hold on, we're
All
gonna
right,
find out
so we
something
got a
right now.
caller. But you kind of see where I'm going, John. Like I've always, even now, like when the day comes, if the day comes while we're still alive or whatever, I know that the creator has seen everything that I've done during my lifetime, and it's all been to help others for good. You know, I think that's why we were put here, and I'm prepared to give my life for that creator. You know, I'm not going to say it's only Christian or Catholic or Methodist or Buddhist or blah, blah, blah. There's a creator. And the intent for us is to be good and do good, you know, in this world. But that's just me.
So let me follow up with one question on that. So I know you said you believe in a creator. Now, each religion has a different creator, and they have different ways to achieve paradise or heaven or things like that. So how do you know which one is the right one if they're telling you this one tells you this way, this one tells you this way, this one tells you a third way?
Aren't they all close to the same
So
though,
check
John?
it out. No, that's a beautiful question. I love
No,
it.
because they're
And I
only
appreciate that.
superficially similar.
Yes.
They are fundamentally different.
So,
But they
so
are
John, check it
similar.
out.
Let me
Only
say
He
something
asked me a
real quick.
question. Let me talk, please. Let me talk.
Again.
Yeah. God damn. Man, he asked a question. I should answer his question.
Go for it.
So the way you know, this is what the default is here, right? Is that if your intent and your actions create more good than harm, then that's the way. You know, don't be forced to pick a religion. If you want to do, like, this is just me, if you want to do what the creator wants you to do, then do what is good and right without physically hurting anybody
There you
or
go.
emotionally hurting anybody intentionally.
Then are you saying that you believe in a creator that's not a creator from any of these other religions?
Which
I believe
religion
that
promotes
it's the
hate?
same. I believe it's the same creator, just everybody's
All right, caller,
is
are you ready?
doing their thing.
Caller?
No,
Okay.
no tips, buddy. Sorry, buddy.
All right, caller. Here it is.
What's up, Chris? Hey, how you doing?
How you doing? All right, caller. Here it is. Let me ask you this: do you believe in God?
Yeah.
Do you believe in aliens?
Yeah. I know that's like that's like two totally separate things. But yeah.
Do you
Definitely
believe
ain't the only
that God
things on
could have been an
on-
alien?
Could have been an alien?
Yeah.
You ever seen a Prometheus?
Sure, yeah. Like just like the movie Prometheus. Do you think that's possible for us?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like if we going in that realm of, do I think like God could have been an alien? I could have played out something like Prometheus.
I'm asking your personal belief. No realm, no leading questions.
No realm.
No realm, no leading
Okay,
questions. Do you believe that God could have been an alien? Yes or no?
Man, I'm gonna initial jump answer no.
Okay.
I don't think he was an alien.
But you do believe in aliens and you do believe in God.
I do believe in aliens and I do believe in God. Yes.
Okay. What do you feel about people that don't believe in God and don't believe in aliens?
Like, how do I like?
What do you feel? What do you think about them? You're live on air. What do you think about them?
it's funny because I feel like I wouldn't even say it's a closed-minded thing, but I just feel like some people
Okay, closed-minded. Okay,
don't
okay.
like it.
Nope, that's good. Okay.
Don't like it.
Closed-minded
Yeah.
for those who don't believe in God and don't believe in aliens. Closed-minded.
You know
Okay.
what? Fuck. I'm just kidding.
What do you believe about
I
people?
I would say more so closed-minded than the aliens.
No,
You
just called them closed-minded. It's cool. Let's move on.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
What do you believe about people who believe in God but don't believe in aliens?
Yeah, I feel like you're creating your own argument. So if you believe in one thing but just cold-heartedly believe the other thing can't exist, you don't really believe in God fully. Because
Okay.
God is supposed to create life, and it's not supposed to just be predicated to human beings on planet Earth. See, once you get into like a whole, like he just did it for us. He didn't do it for Mars. Like it's like come on. Like we can't be so close-minded to think we are the only things with intellect and everything in the galaxy. Because you can't say Earth. We can't be the only ones who just think we're the only people with mind states in the galaxy. Like nah. But hold on 1 second. Let me put you on hold one more time. Hold on.
Amen.
All right. Thank you, caller. Okay.
Dude,
Where's
so,
Renee?
Chris
Where'd
called
Renee
this
go?
guy just to bash us.
I didn't
I think
call it
dude-
just to bash us. I really wanted to have some information.
Dude,
All
I think
right.
we all believe in peace. Where's the not a religion that believes in peace? I want you guys, because you guys keep saying religions. Show me
What about
religion
the
that believes in
the Church of
Hey.
Satan? Do they believe in peace? I don't really know
Church
much
of Satan.
about
Oh, that's a big religion. Wow, that's a massive one. What about
There's a caller back.
Buddhism, the
Sean.
Quran?
Guys,
question, Sean.
Sorry, guys. Caller's back. Caller, you there? Caller.
What is
No,
caller
he's
doing?
not there.
Is he in the drive-through?
No. He's.
I feel bad for
Hey,
Anderson.
that's cool though. That's cool.
Chris is
Hold
trying
on.
to text him
Why?
what to say.
There we go. Caller,
Yeah,
I
I
am
feel
not
bad
trying
for
to
you.
text caller what to say. Caller, you there?
Extraterrestrial, not
Yes,
alien.
I'm
No.
here. What's
Okay,
up, buddy?
caller. What do you feel about guys that believe God could have been an alien?
I've never really gave him a thought.
Never gave him a thought.
Like I said, man. I mean, you can make an argument for it. I'm not going to disagree that an alien could have made Earth. Could have made human life possible. But you'd have to give me some like concrete evidence of where it could come from.
You need evidence. You don't need evidence for just believing in God, but you need evidence for God being an alien. Is that correct?
Not so much evidence, because with God we have stories. We have the Bible. It's predicated off of a basis. If you just go on your aliens created Earth, okay, so where's the story from it? Don't just go off feeling. Like, where does the story come from?
And this color's good. I love it.
It comes from man.
It comes from man. Okay, caller. Let me tell you. I think you gave some very good, awesome answers. I appreciate that, and we'll talk to you again in the future. Okay, buddy.
So like I said, man, I
Hey,
actually
man, it
feel,
was great for the call. Thank you so much, man. I'm here anytime.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
I actually feel bad for Anderson on this situation.
Why? Because I'm closed-minded?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Exactly.
No, dude, that's not
Hey,
at all.
Richard,
The
can you
reason I
give Renee
feel,
an invite, please?
Hold on.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Sean.
The reason I feel bad for you, Anderson, is because you know what? I believe in God, and if I'm right, because I had an uncle that was this way. He was an atheist, didn't believe in anything. And I used to tell him this all the time. I said, dude, if you're right, it doesn't make a bit of difference to me. If I'm right, you're fucked.
Yeah.
That's Pascal's wager.
Yeah. Because if I believe in God, I'm going to go to heaven. You don't believe in anything, you won't go anywhere. You know,
Damn,
so.
you know what? You're right. Fuck, I'm screwed.
Well, hopefully you're not, brother. Hopefully you're not. I don't want you to be screwed ever. Well, wait. That was a bad answer.
There you go.
No, I really wanted to get an outside person's perspective. I thought it was very interesting just to get someone, from the audience, just to answer these simple questions. Because the truth is, all of us are very strong in our positions. I have to admit that I think Sean is the most neutral out of all of us. It was very interesting.
No, Sean doesn't believe in aliens or doesn't believe that the existence.
No, I believe in
is
aliens.
real. Oh, you do?
Of
We
course
Yeah.
I
Because
do.
you're laughing about it
discuss what
earlier.
aliens really are.
Sorry.
I just don't believe in your philosophy of it. I believe in aliens.
So
I
in what
believe in God,
capacity?
and I believe in.
In what capacity do you believe in aliens? What's your philosophy? Since you don't
I
believe in
honestly
mine,
believe that
like
there,
what?
with 100 billion planets out there, we're not the only one. I just can't believe we're the only one. Are they more advanced than us? I don't know. Are they less advanced than us? I don't know. I just can't believe that 100 billion planets we're the only one.
Have you
I
seen
believe in
any of the
science.
Sumerian tablets?
I don't believe in that stuff. That's
See,
all written.
That's it.
That's all
That's
written.
it.
That's all written 2,000 years ago, 3,000 years ago, when we were all morons. Sorry.
See that?
Sorry, Renee.
I get you. Awesome. But I would just highly recommend taking a look at those morons.
I will, but they're still morons because I read the Celtic ones from back 2,000 years ago from the
No,
Celts.
go like way beyond them. Just check it out. Check it out. That's all I would say. But
All right,
you know,
but-
hey,
I mean,
you're-
like John. I've been to Masada. I've been to Jerusalem. I've seen the old
I'm
text.
talking before Jerusalem, before all that.
I think you
talking
can
about.
get far more about reading the Bible than you would of the Sumerian text.
I don't. I get. Sorry, John. I agree with you too.
I
but
would say just to everybody, because I haven't talked a lot this one. I would just recommend to everybody, take a look at the Bible, start at the book of John, read through it, and see and see what's
The
there.
book of John. Look at that.
Not
I
because
agree with you, John.
Not because I share the name with the guy that wrote it.
Hey, John.
No one's
all of
attacking
a
you.
sudden.
You're
No one's
That's
attacking
why-
you.
you're absolutely right, John.
That's
should
one
you
of
read
my
the
favorite
new?
You
You
should
read the New
Bible.
Testament or the Old Testament? Which one's more important?
I read both, but
So, hey,
I
Sean.
would start with the book of John because I believe that book, that's my favorite book.
Yeah, start with that, Sean.
Right off
It's
the
And
all
bat.
then
written
check
by
out-
man.
Hey, check it out. Then check out the Sumerian tablets. Okay.
All written by man.
Don't be biased. Don't be. You're a very critical thinker. You're a very open-minded,
I'm a
intelligent man.
scientific thinker.
Yes. So please look at both. The
I'm gonna
Bible,
read it.
absolutely.
Religion's
look
not
at
I'm
Sumerian
going to
scientific.
go ahead and read one
Religion
of the Harry
can
Potter
be
books before I read
scientific,
that.
though.
But John, I do agree with you.
Anderson.
But John, I do agree with I believe in God.
Blind faith.
No, but John, I believe in God. I just don't believe the Bible says his words. I don't believe the Samaritan text says anyone's words. I believe in God. It's here in my heart, and I believe in it.
Then let me ask you a question that I don't mean loaded. I mean this as
No, it's
honestly as
fine.
I
It's
can.
fine.
Where is the scientific proof for the God that you believe in?
Ooh.
God is
Ooh.
not science, dude. God's in your heart. God's in your soul.
Faith of a mustard seed.
Oh
There-
my goodness.
So
No, that's all you need is faith of the mustard seed, right?
the
John?
God that I believe in does not have to be followed with blind faith. I believe that there is proof that the things like there's proof that Jesus existed. There's proof that Jesus died.
Yep.
There's proof that
I-
the different people like the different people in the Bible existed, like Pontius Pilate and guys like that. You can date manuscripts.
But
that we
but
have
do
from
you
the
believe in
Bible.
Adam and Eve? I do not.
Do I believe they existed?
No, I don't believe that's how man was created. Was Adam and Eve? I don't believe in that. I believe in God. Oh, my microphone.
Oh,
I don't believe
Okay.
in God, but I do
Fell off the
believe in
chair.
Adam and Eve.
Wait. Go back to that. You don't believe in God.
You
but
said you
believe-
No,
did.
I
or
said
you
I
didn't?
do believe in God, but I don't believe in Adam and Eve. I think that's a story by man.
Sean, may I butt in? I think what Sean's saying is that he believes in God, but he doesn't take the Bible literally. Like he
Correct.
doesn't think Adam and Eve were the very first people, and God made Adam out of mud. Like he's not feeling that. That's not real.
Right,
to him.
and he made Eve from a rib. I don't believe in that. I believe man was created, but I believe in a God. I believe in a higher power, whether it be Buddha, whether it be God, whether it be Jehovah. I believe in a higher power.
So I think we're on the same lines with that then, Sean. Because you're making it like, like me looking at the Sumerian text is like, oh, I believe in the Sumerians, or I believe in that. That's not the point. The point is look at the creation, the histories
Mhm.
of all humans on this planet. And yes, just like you, Sean, I feel and I believe in a creator. Okay.
So
Not
but
a
I would
man,
ask
right?
you,
Not a
take
woman.
a look at the
a
scientific
creator.
evidence that we have, and then take a look at the different religions and see which one matches more closely to the
So,
science.
do you think
That's fair.
Christians are more than Buddhists? How many more Buddhists are there than Christians? So
I
you
don't-
think the Christians
I don't
are
even know
more.
how to answer that question. How do I know what the population of the Buddhist faith is?
Oh, there's a lot
Right.
more Buddhists than there are Christians. It's already been shown that religion is much stronger. But does that mean their religion is more powerful than Christians? Which I'm a Christian. I was baptized Christian, Catholic, excuse me, baptized Catholic. And I just think there's a higher
But
power.
consensus is not fact, though. So if
The consensus is not fact. Let's
no
look at- let's look at-
consensus,
let's look
consensus
at-
is not fact.
Let's look at religion
all-
by
If
population.
all 5 of us here agree that I'm the best looking, that doesn't necessarily make it true.
Amen.
Now it
I'm
is
still
true.
thinking in my head. Did I let John know that I thought he was the best looking of us? It's weird.
But that's the thing, that consensus, just because a group of people agree, doesn't make something scientifically true.
Wait, now we're going scientifically with God?
I've been saying that for the last 5 minutes.
He has been saying that.
Well, the
He
show's
says that
been
he can prove
almost 2
God
hours now.
scientifically.
I've asked you, and the listeners obviously, but take a look at the scientific evidence of creation and see what religion shows the most or is the closest to what the science shows.
The
ask
scientific
Anderson.
the
Anderson.
scientist is
Now, if you start saying that I just feel or I just believe, that's your right, by all means.
But-
you can believe in any God that you or any
science
God.
has not showed a
Hey,
God.
John.
Yes. Okay.
John.
Wait, whoa!
John.
He said, whoa,
The boy-
whoa.
Then why,
check it out.
why is this giant movement in the in theoretical physics going towards the proof of God? And I'll point to
John,
you the
let me
example
back
of
you up.
Michio Kaku. Michio
Let me
Kaku,
back
the,
you
the
up.
theoretical physicist from Harvard, did this lecture in 2017 saying that science is just about to prove the
So,
existence of
Thank God that one
So-
person said God was the scientist.
Hey, so check it out, John. Just
No
to
one
back
said God
you
was
up.
a scientist. That's not even
Hey,
close to
He
what I
can't hear
Hey.
you. He can't hear you, Richard. He can't hear you.
I was
If
too
you
busy
can-
yelling because I got
Hey,
excited.
hey, John. So I agree with what you're saying, and I agree with the Japanese scientist. I forgot how you say his name, but that's kind of my point. Is I believe in the Creator, and the more that we get this power that the Creator has always had, the more it's becoming very evident that yes, there is a Creator. The more we learn about DNA, the more we learn about the planetary systems, the more we learn about the world around us and the world that we can't see via electromagnetic energy and frequencies that are rushing through our bodies right now. We can't see it. The more we learn about that, the more it becomes evident that there is a creator.
Richard,
You
let me
wanna
ask
call
you
it
this.
Richard,
God.
I would agree 100% with what you just said. 100% with what you just said.
But no, but you agree with him 100%?
No, I think the more advanced that we get in especially biological sciences and physical sciences and theoretical sciences like physics and things like that,
Yep.
Yeah.
I think the majority of all of the things that we discover continue to point to an intelligent design.
Okay.
That it's not just matter plus time plus chance, and those 3 things make a miracle of life.
Let's see,
Richard.
majority of scientists come out with that.
Richard, do you
I'm listening.
believe in all the gods globally, or do you believe in one distinct Christian God?
None of those. I don't believe in any of those gods like the way they try to depict them and
Do you
all
believe
the
in the Christian God?
religions or the Christian. I don't believe in them in that way.
Okay.
So
So-
I believe that some of these stories, like some aspects of these stories, I do believe. So I'm not saying that the stories are not true. No, there's a lot of them that have fact, but it's not this label, kind of like what Sean was saying, that man, not even woman, man has been trying to put all these stories in place.
Okay.
I
So
don't-
so John, do you still believe with Richard 100%?
I believed 100% with the statement that I said I believed 100%.
Okay. I just want to clarify so no one gets confused. I just want to clarify.
After
Okay.
that, he lost me.
After that, he lost you. Anderson,
Go ahead.
Now do you see why we can't come out with alien evidence? Because here in our panel, we're all over the place. Okay.
But none
We're
of us
all over
have
the place.
panicked and shot each other.
What? Who? What?
You just said that's why we can't bring out alien evidence. I just said none of us have panicked and shot each other. So what?
No,
Those two
more than,
are not
more than
close to each other.
that.
Those two things don't tie to each other at all.
John,
Relax.
Hey,
breathe.
but those religions, John, are
Relax.
good.
relax.
Religion is good. Religion is good.
All religion is good, in my opinion.
Christianity,
No,
Islam,
God is
Buddhism,
good.
it's
Man is
good.
Religion is good. Religion gives
Good.
people faith.
We need people to have
No.
faith. We need them to
So,
have
ladies
hope.
and gentlemen, it's time to close up the show. John, can you do? So, see, John, you messed up. You decided to keep your mouth shut the majority of the show, and now you're screaming all no and no, and it's the end of the show. Okay, so you messed up, buddy. That's on you. So
I didn't mess up.
all the
Religion
all of our
doesn't
hardcore
give
Christians
you
out
faith.
there, you make sure you write those emails to John. You let him know. How dare you just sit there and let them talk like that? You needed to come out sooner, because that's on John, guys. He sat back and relaxed.
Throw you down. Throw you down.
So my job is now to beat everybody into submission with my.
So
Hey, love.
yes,
peace.
love,
God
peace
is
and love. Peace and
John,
love. I will be
and
answering no
respect.
more emails. It's a
Hey,
joke.
Anderson is the
Ringo
infidel
Starr.
though out of everybody. Nah, I was kidding.
Hey, don't be a bully.
Hey,
Don't be a
hey,
bully.
Anderson.
He's the most closed-minded. All right, John, call us
He's
out,
not
buddy.
close-minded.
5, 4. Call us out, bud.
Thank you for listening to We Could Be Wrong, but who cares? Thank you to all the panelists who showed up today. Thank you for those who could not show up today. They're still recovering from COVID and various other things. We appreciate you guys. Mike, just as a side note, I'm surprised you didn't text in like 15 questions.
Well, actually, he did. He did. He did. Ready? I'm gonna read them. I don't read. We. I guess we're not over yet, guys. I'm gonna read them. There it is.
That
There
was
it is.
so
Ready?
supposed to be a joke.
You
No,
called
no,
it,
he
John.
actually
You
did.
called it.
It is. Here he goes. He goes. Both of your backgrounds, Renee and yours, are the bomb. Nice job, guys. John is peddling his shit as usual.
That does not surprise me one bit.
He goes, they have been looking at the Bible for 2,000 years and saying, see, this is exactly right on. See, all the signs are pointing to exactly this. And I wrote back to Mike. I said, what do you mean? And he goes, talking about Richard, he just mentioned Revelations and how it's all starting to make sense. They've been saying the very same thing for 2,000 years. So he did write in. I just didn't read it all just because I let.
You had to say something, John. You had to say something.
You had to say something. We were off to sunset.
We were
So,
done.
Am I doing a new outro? Or are we
Yes,
You
you are.
are.
You're doing a new outro. We're doing live. We'll do it live.
All right. Thank you for listening to We Could Be Wrong, but who cares? I just want to say that I'm more correct than Mike ever is.
Oh,
Pow pow.
Thank you to everybody who's listening. Mike's not going to defend himself, so that's a free shot. All right, good night, guys.
Good night, guys.
night, everybody.
Boy. Good night, everyone. Great job. Fun show,
that
guys.
was genius, man. Awesome, guys.
Oh, great job.
I appreciate it, man. That's good stuff. Good reflection.
That was good.
I thought so.
So,
I thought
John,
so.
just a quick question, dude.
Went through
Now, since we're off, what
Roswell.
you really think not all religions preach good times? Which religion really does? Which major religion really doesn't preach peace? Is it Buddhism? Is it Islam? Is it Hindu? Which religion doesn't preach peace? I'm just asking you for my edification.
Church of Satan. Church of Satan.
Dude, that's not a religion, dude. That's a
Oh,
that's
look
a-
at you. Got to.
that's
What
a
do you
faction.
mean?
Okay, I'm looking at the top 7 religions right now, and it's not there.
Okay, it may not be the top, but it is a religion.
So
So
let's
it's less than
Just look at Hollywood,
0.01%.
Sean.
It's
let's
less
be
than
specific then.
0.01%. I'm looking
What
at
do you
religions
mean?
right now.
What do you mean preach good tidings or good
No,
times
no,
or whatever
they
it was you
preach
said?
peace. There's always extremists in every religion. Catholic,